This haul, it just makes me so happy. We have Liberty, we have Spode, we have Zara Home, we have LOEWE. I'm looking around at all these things and they're just all rather stunning. This is expensive, isn't it? Oh, that noise! Immediately, an upgrade on that. And now, rather collectible, a fabulous designer find. That's a free upgrade that I'm here for. I could pop it down, just have it. No one would know. There's nothing that sends my anxiety more than a boot sale that's starting to be packed away. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. I am back with a bumper car boot sale haul for you today, and I'm going to say it, I do think this is going to be my best boot sale haul to date. It is a very spontaneous one because I got back from Scotland and I was a bit shattered, and it was Sunday, and Kate messaged me it was just getting on for midday, and asked me if I was going to the boot sale, and I had completely forgotten that the boot sale was on. It's on fortnightly, my local car boot sale in Peckham, London. And so I'd completely forgotten it was on, so I grabbed some cash, I grabbed an emergency banana, and I raced down there to see what I could find. This boot sale is open from 10 in the morning until 2 p.m. So I had just under the last kind of couple of hours, and people start to pack up sometimes prior to the 2 p.m. They have to actually be out of the car park by 2 p.m. So you'll see in the footage that I had a little bit of the adrenaline, the sort of FOMO anxiety and the rushing as people were starting to clear away all their stuff, which is like my idea of not a fun afternoon out. For me, there is nothing worse than going to a boot sale when people are packing up. That sent me. So I was on a mission. I also went quite unprepared because I didn't have enough cash with me. So at one point I had to go to the cash point. I had to leave and get my little stamp on my hand. They'll stamp your hand if you need to pop out and come back. A bit like, I don't know, you're in a nightclub or something. So anyway, it was very fortunate that I went because I did find some amazing stuff. I've got loads to get through with you. So what we will do is have a quick sip of the coffee. I have a fabulous scent in the room because I'm burning Nicholas's beautiful Botanica candle. So it smells amazing in here. And yeah, quick sip, and then we'll jump into the footage from the boot sale, which may be a little bit chaotic and maybe a little bit sparse because I was racing around. And then I'll meet you back here and show you everything that I picked up. Gosh, I'm late today. Straight in there, let's see what we got. How much are these things?
5 and 3.
Yeah. Okay. found a fabulous stall. Look at the state of me today. I just ran down here. I have run out of cash. I'm like an amateur today. So I'm legging it to the cash point. I'm going to have to come back in and get a little stamp on my hand and yeah, pop back. There's more bits I want to get from the lady. She's put some plates aside for me. So if you are in a pickle like me, you need to get cash or pop out, you can get a stamp. And that gets you entry again. But yeah, I'm going back for more bargains. I feel so unorganised. Oh yeah.
Right, let me just...
Alright, well there's no second car park today. It's a bit of a quieter boot sale. So we'll just go round again and I'll browse what I haven't seen so far. There's nothing that sends my anxiety more than a boot sale that's starting to be packed away. My goodness. I'm racing around. Oh, sorry, scenes. Empty tables, I can't cope. Oh my goodness, let me just run you through some of the brands that I have found at the boot sale this week. We have Liberty, we have Spode, we have Zara Home, we have LOEWE. Hello Mittens. Mittens is loving the haul that we have coming up today. We have William Morris, we have John Lewis, we have free stuff. So did much catch your eye, or was I racing around too much for you to probably spot anything? Mittens has popped up to join me. These are faux lavenders, in case you were wondering. I just popped them into that pot there. How are you? You excited to see all the bargains with everybody? Oh, we're not thinking of jumping up there, are we? With the candle here. Go on then. You go up onto the mantel shelf. The mantel shelf that has nothing on it currently because these two have been using it as a climbing frame. Go on, up you go. There she goes. Right then, so where were we? Let's get into the ultimate of boot sale hauls. And I'm gonna start with, I think, well, where I spent the most money. Okay, so let's start with the Spode pieces that I found. And the first thing actually that caught my eye was the vase, but the seller, the lady had quite a few different pieces. Oh, it started to echo there. Did you hear that? Or was it, yeah, it's kind of, oh, that's strange. Gosh, if you hold it to your ear, I wonder if it would work if I did that. Does it sound any different? Or do you just get a view of any little bits and pieces that are in there where I need to give it a wash? I wonder if that sounded different for you, if I put it over the microphone. Anyway, it sounded very strange for me. It sounds like, gosh, it really kind of sends the sound back. But yes, she had a few of the beautiful Spode pieces. This is the classic blue and white Italian, it says made in England, Italian Spode design, dishwasher safe and microwave safe. I mean, I wouldn't be popping that in the microwave anytime soon, or the dishwasher, but that's good to know. So let me just take you through the pieces and I'll try and remember, oh gosh, it really, it sends the sound out, that's really strange. And I'll try to remember kind of how the prices worked out. Essentially, she had a few bits on display on the table, which I will show you now, and she added them all up for me as to how much they would be together, and they came in at, she said she'd do them all for £35. So we're talking the beautiful vase, this wonderful little sugar pot with lid, which I just thought was absolutely darling, and it all matchy-matchy. So I'm sure you can imagine where I'm hoping to put all this, or planning to put all this. And the reason that I'm filming this haul in the evening time, it's just gone 7 PM. It's a rainy evening, and I have got the urge to get these things up on display on my kitchen shelves. You know, the dresser in the kitchen. that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to go for a little bit of a blue and white theme. I might have to mix and match things out a little bit. And talking of which, myself and Luke are planning a little selling car boot sale at some point, maybe towards the end of summer, I think we're thinking. It'd be quite nice to do that just as we're kind of heading in towards autumn time. So I'll keep you posted if we manage to get a date in at the boot sale, and I will let you know in case any of you fancy coming down to purchase some of our wares. But yeah, the other pieces on the table, we also have this beautiful little, is this for honey? I think it is, isn't it? Do you put the drizzler in there? Or would it be for something else, just with a little teaspoon? Preserves and jams, maybe? It's all very, very lovely, isn't it? And then, I have to be careful where I put these. It's all quite fragile. There was also this rather fabulous mug, and it's a really big size. So this mug that I'm drinking from today actually came from the boot sale as well. Luke had the other one, and Kate had a candle from this stall. So this is from, you may have caught the vlog where Kate and Luke came to the boot sale with me. And yeah, we each got something from this seller's stall, and this was the mug that I bought for £2. So yeah, that's a good size, isn't it? This is kind of like your, actually, aside from like a big nice coffee, Americano, the only other drink I'd probably put, oh actually maybe a tea, come to think of it. It'd be nice for a big mug of tea, wouldn't it? That would be very nice indeed. This all needs a good wash, but yeah, lovely mug. And then I have, look at this. I mean, how fab is that? Look at the quality, nice and heavy, all beautiful. Getting this lot home was interesting, I can tell you. I had to call an Uber, because when you see the rest of it, you will, you will understand why. I had to call an Uber, and I also had to go for an emergency Burger King. You know when you just sometimes need an emergency Whopper in your life? It was one of those, I think, just the racing around, I think it was the adrenaline. I had to go for a Whopper with some fries and a Diet Coke. You're gonna jump down then? Come on. Mittens is just bracing herself to jump down. They are usually very good with the candles, but I just have to be careful because sometimes the tail, you know, sometimes they forget. We don't want any singed tails. Do you want to just jump down, my lovely? Come on. Okay, you can watch from up there, but just watch your tail. We don't want to have any singed fur today. So, all of those bits, plus a beautiful milk jug, and also, and I think this may be my favourite, this was the thing on the table, like, to begin with I was thinking, do I just get like maybe a couple of pieces? And then I thought, I had this vision in mind of completely transforming the kitchen shelves with the blue and white, and I've always loved blue and white pieces in homes. You see it a lot in the interior magazines, don't you? I just think it's very timeless and it works really nicely. So yeah, a lovely candlestick. And so all of these pieces, the lady said 35 for all of them. Now I was running quite low on the cash. I managed to scrape together the 35 to buy these, but then she also had some plates for sale, which are also Spode. So I asked her how much for all of that and the plates as well. And let me show you these plates. And she said £50 in total, which I thought was fantastic. And the story behind these pieces, they all belong to her. And she had a dresser in her kitchen, but she had her kitchen completely refitted or remodeled into, you know, it was all kitchen units basically. So she wound up with no place to really display these things. And so they've been, I think, sitting in a box, you know, or just no longer on display. So she wanted to part ways with them. And yeah, was very happy to shift them, and I was delighted to buy them from her. So yeah, 50 quid for the lot. And we have, in amongst it, a lovely Christmas plate. This says Victorian Children Plate Collection, Gathering Mistletoe, 4th issue, in a series of 4 designs. Now, I have definitely seen this at either the charity shops or the boot sales. These things do pop up, so maybe this will be the new thing that I end up looking out for, but we don't want to go too much collecting because this is where problems can occur. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this one either at the boot sale or in the charity shops, and maybe some of you will remember in my footage, but was it a different colour? Does this come in like a pinky colour, I feel like, as well? perhaps. Let me know if any of you remember seeing that kind of design in my footage previously, because I know you spot all sorts of things, don't you? And then these I really like, and I think these will look fantastic on the shelves because they're this beautiful hexagonal shape, and look at the edging on it. I mean, how fab is this? I just think these are going to look so good on the kitchen shelving. So we have one, this is the Spode Blue Room Sutherland Collection, Girl at Well, first introduced in 1822, and it says underglaze print from a hand engraved copper plate. We also have this beautiful rose design. This one says, also from the Sutherland collection, and this is botanical. Oh, it's got the same name as our candle here, that's nice. And it says first introduced 1820, and it has the same process as well. And then a beautiful flower. This one is called Floral. Very nice. And finally, we have this one. And I just think the four of them all together is going to look so nice all lined up. Or maybe I'll just kind of like dot them around, and then with the individual pieces, yeah, on the kitchen shelves. So my next home updates vlog, you're going to see it looking a little bit different in the kitchen. And you may recall that my tiles above the sink in the kitchen, gosh, I have to put these quite carefully. I think it's just kind of balanced on the sofa. Yeah, you may remember that the tiles in the kitchen are blue and white as well, and I just think these will tie in really nicely. So let's move on to some other random bits and pieces that I bought. Let's go with, I'm trying to remember by seller because it helps me to remember the prices. There was an art student who was moving back to Taiwan, I want to say, and she was selling lots of really nice bits for the bargain price of £1. So she had kind of like a blanket on the floor and everything priced at £1. So I'll whisk through some of the pieces that I bought from her. First of all, we have one of these carpet scrapers, and I swear by these for scraping the rugs and also the stairs carpet. Because what this does is it acts like a little rake. It's metal with kind of like little teeth, and yeah, you scrape it across your rugs or carpet, and it collects up fluff, but also if you have pets, it collects up their hair into like clumps, and then you can just dispose of it. So it saves you kind of clogging up your vacuum cleaner before hoovering. Really, really good. So that was £1. They're quite reasonable to buy online. I do have these linked in my Amazon store, which is always available for you to shop through in my description box. If you ever want to see kind of day-to-day products that I recommend, they're all in there. And then I also bought this beautiful hand-sewn pouch, and this was actually sewn by her mother, and she said that her mum would be really happy that she'd sold this, and I think this is fab, and I'm going to use this as a gift, or use it as a gift? Give this as a gift. And yeah, really lovely fabric, and it's just with a little popper fastening, and it's quite deep, so you get quite a lot in there. You definitely get like a mobile phone and, you know, a pair of glasses or sunglasses or purse, that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought that was lovely. I'm going to pop that into my presents box. I have a little box of gifts ready to give to people. And then I need to put things, I've got things all over the place, so I need to remember what I've shown you now. I'm just putting things a little bit higgledy-piggledy. She also gave me this for free, and she said that her mother also made this. It's a little fabric square on this nice fabric, and this I think would be quite good to have in the kitchen, you know, to just pop, or on the dining table as well, to pop hot things onto. I know some of you tell me off for not using coaster on here, but this is an IKEA unit, and it's very robust, and I've been putting mugs on it for years, and it hasn't left any ring marks, so do not worry, but I'm sure it will please many of you if I do that and start utilising it. Oh yeah, that looks really nice actually. I'm going to use that on the dining table, I think. This is a ceramic that she actually made, and it has these lovely little glaze stripes on. She was also selling some artworks as well, and lots of people were buying those from her. She was just having a good clear out before moving. And so I thought that'd be quite nice with a little succulent or cactus in it. Quite like the stripes and the square shape of that. And then this I really liked. It's one of these cutlery holders. And you have a little carry handle. So nice to take out onto the garden or just to use like to transport cutlery. Or you could obviously just use this in the kitchen and just have utensils propped up in there. It'd look quite nice, I think. And it will go quite nicely with how I've decorated. So I thought that was really good. And I think that's all the pieces that I bought from her. On to, where should we go next? Oh, this lamp. I think this lamp was from the same seller that I bought the Spode bits from. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And she was selling her lamp bases for £2.50. And I really like the look of this one. I loved how simple the base is with this. And it's got the nice, narrow stand, lamp base. And then just, yeah, really simple little bayonet light bulb. And I like the gold cord on this. You know, sometimes they have the quite ugly white ones, don't they? So that is going to look quite nice. And I was thinking this could nicely hold a smaller lampshade. I don't need to go too big with that because it's quite a dainty little thin base there. Lovely quality. I do often ask sellers where things came from originally because sometimes it's your only opportunity to find out. It's definitely a good opportunity to find out. And she said she thinks that this one, she's had it for a long time, but she thinks it was a John Lewis purchase, which I can imagine being the case, don't you think? Yeah, very happy with that. And then I bought this. I've forgotten which seller I bought this one from, so it may be one of the ones I've shown you already. But I know this was £1, and this is just a little William Morris pouch. I've since looked this up and it was like a gift set. It had like a hand cream in it and something else. And I just thought that was rather nice. And it comes with like a little, what do you call that? What do you call that? Hole, obviously, but there is a word for it. It's a bit late in the day to be filming a video. Instead, I'll just look through it and let you tell me in the comments. It's glaringly obvious, I know. Is it an eyelet? As I, oh gosh, that looks weird. Anyway, I thought that was rather nice, and yeah, I'll just pass that on as a little gift. I thought that was very sweet with the William Morris design. And speaking of which, we have a beautiful William Morris notebook that I also picked up for the bargain price of £1. And this is brand new and it hasn't been used. That's the back of it there. It has the elastic strap on it. And look how lovely this is. Just to write my little to-do lists on and have this. I'll pop this on my desk up in the loft. I can sit and gaze out the window and write my lists. My lists of lists, it usually ends up being. I always have a list of lists to refer to, and I have lists on my phone, lists everywhere. Lists, can't even say it now. Lists on the fridge. Do you have that too? Like I like a little scribbly shopping list, but then also have my notes app on the phone, which is, it's lists upon lists upon lists. So I do my to-do lists with little bullet points to tick off. Within that, there's always like one bullet point has a list of things. So I try to be organised. Doesn't always work, and sometimes I forget where the list is that I need to refer to in my list of lists. I'll stop saying that word now. You'll be pleased to know. I also bought, there was a plant seller, had some really nice plants, and this was £2.50, and I was quite inspired by the Maison Diptyque store on Bond Street, where they put some of these into the Diptyque candle ceramic jars, although I do love the container that this is in already. But yeah, they had these plants in the jars and they looked really nice as well. So I thought for £2.50 we're getting a lovely old-fashioned style plant pot, which goes actually very nicely with the one that I have back here. They look quite sweet together, don't they? And then yeah, the plant itself for £2.50, that is fantastic value, because these pots alone are quite expensive to buy. And so that is that. Then moving on to, I think I'll finish with the free things, because that was quite exciting. At the end of the day, there was a seller that was just clearing everything. She didn't want to take anything home with her. I think it was a house clearance. And so, yeah, she was saying, please take it all, do me a favour. I picked up a basket and I said, I'll give you £1 for it if you like. She'll take something from me. She didn't want any money. She just wanted things shifted. So I'll save those for the end. I also bought, oh, actually I bought this from the same seller that sold me all the bits for £1. This was just, it was either 40p or 50p. And I have some of these already because although this is a smaller size, this is actually a 40mm, and I think the ones that I have are 100mm, but they have these in the Hotel Hermitage or Hermitage in Monte Carlo. And so whenever I've stayed there, I've always put them straight into the suitcase and then waited for them to be replenished because they are absolutely wonderful. It's the blue Mediterranean. It just smells like a summer, very uplifting scent. So yeah, I thought that was nice. Nice little size, that one, for travels. And then, oh, these are great. I think these will go into my gift box as well. These Liberty wash bag, first of all. I think these might be brand new, or at least never used. This one's not in its wrapper, but it's got the gold, hard gold. Oh dear. Let's just have a sip of the coffee, Ewan, and calm yourself down, because now we're talking zips and I'm describing that as gold. It is actually quite worrying. So quick sip. I'm gonna hide myself while I sip. You admire this, because it's gonna be a gulp back here. Just you admire the pattern. I'm making myself laugh. How do I say that this is gold? Anyway, silver zip, no less. Good size, and they sell these on the website still. Not this exact pattern, I don't think, but this pattern is still available to buy in the fabric, I noticed, if you like it. And yeah, for I think they were £3 each, and she did me the 2 for a £5, that's right. And I got the hot water bottle as well. This is the most sweet little hot water bottle I think I've ever seen, just because of the size of it. Yeah, Liberty hot water bottle. It's still got the tag on in here. And it's plastic, so I'm guessing that, I think whoever bought this would have bought it online, because I can't imagine Liberty serving a customer with this in its plastic like that. It's just not going to happen in Liberty, is it? Let's face it. It would be in some beautiful tissue. I would hope so anyway. So I think that might have been an online purchase. Maybe they came as a set. They go nicely together, obviously. And let's have a little look at the hot water bottle inside. Oh my goodness, that is so sweet. I think this might have to come glamping with me, just for the bouginess. Isn't that fab? Or for, you know, just on the train, I could put this in my backpack and have like a little sneaky, I say sneaky because I probably feel a bit embarrassed getting a hot water bottle out on the train. I could just have it like, or in a coat pocket. You could actually get that in a coat pocket. Oh my goodness, you know when it's really freezing cold at winter time, and if you've got a coat with deep pockets, like I've got a wool coat that's got really deep pockets, from a sneaky hot water bottle. Or I could take it filming with me, when sometimes we're freezing cold outside, and I could sneak it anywhere. I could pop it down, just have it, no one would know. So my sneaky hot water bottle worked out £2.50, along with the wash bag. I was thinking it might go in the presents box, but I think I may have claimed that as a gift from me to me. And then, where do we go next? This haul, it just makes me so happy. I'm looking around at all these things and they're just all rather stunning. Let's go on to another seller who had some fragrances. And whenever there's fragrances at the boot sale, if they're not too expensive, I will take a risk on them, because you can get some fab ones, and I'm so glad that I did. I kind of gave them a quick sniff. It's worth just giving them a quick check, but I always feel like I don't want to start spritzing myself when, especially if the bottles aren't full, you know, if they're just little bottles like this, because yeah, you just want to buy them really, if they're just like £1. I'm so glad that I bought these, because both of them, in fact I'm going to tell you the names, so that if you are ever in store, you can smell these, because they're stunning. So first of all, we have this one from Liberty. They're expensive as well. I think this one, I had a quick look, I think this one was It's over £200 for 100ml. This size container, I'm not sure what we've got in there. I would say, and that's a decent amount, that's great to take on travels and stuff. I think that might be 30ml, and maybe this one's 20, or if I got that completely wrong. They're definitely not like the teeny tiny sample sizes. Like you would take that on holiday, I don't think you'd get through all of that. And then this one, there's loads in there. Oh, that's 8ml. There we are. So that's 8ml there, and then this one, what did I say? I've got that completely wrong, haven't I? What are you? Oh, well if that's 8ml, then that's not many mil at all, is it? I guess those little samples that you get, the teeny tiny ones, they must be like 2ml, right? Anyway, this is what it's called. Hera Rains. It is absolutely gorgeous. That smells so classy and expensive. Oh my goodness. I may have to buy a bigger size of this. It's a unisex fragrance as well. It smells sumptuous. And this one, that's uplifting. It's uplifting and also just very kind of clean, talcum powdery. LOEWE. I think they sell dresses. You might know the brand, and I'm probably saying it completely wrong. Does it have a scent? Yes, it's Opus 1. Exquise Tentation. Probably saying all this completely incorrectly. Oh, these are wonderful. I smell expensive. They are expensive. The other one I think was £100 for 100ml. And then also, I spotted this one and she wanted a £5 for this. And I thought that definitely looks like a good brand. I hadn't heard of it before, but some of you may recognise this. And again, this is absolutely wonderful. And for a £5, fantastic price. The size of this, it's organic Italian as well. And it's spring 25, the season. So I had a quick look on their website, organic eau de parfum, and the brand's called Fern. Season spring 25. Basically, I went on the website and the only fragrance they had on the website was summer 25. So I'm wondering if they just sell them by kind of season. I'm sure some of you may be familiar with this, but this has violet leaf and it has vetiver, bergamot, rose, lavender, lemon, jasmine, peppermint leaf, red cedar, eucalyptus. It's very layered and yeah, another really lovely fragrance. And look how much we've got in there. Absolutely loads. So yeah, for £7. Oh gosh, that's so different. You know, on first sniff, it smells a little bit like chewing gum. I know, you're thinking, why would I want to smell like that? But then what starts to happen is the other notes come through. So you've got that fresh minty chewing gum, but then you've got kind of like the lavendery, lemony, nice and fresh, very unusual. I love my fragrances as well, so I'm pleased with those. I'm just thinking I do smell nice. For £7, that's amazing. And then in the same kind of category, from a different seller, there is a woman there who sells makeup. And I've bought from her some bits in the past, and I asked her if she's got any nice bronzers for me or any nice kind of makeup that's suitable for my skin tone. And she had a little rummage through. She said that these might work quite nicely for me. These are Nars Foundation. She had a huge bag of them, all the different shades. I think just professional makeup. And this one I've got light 1 and light 2, Finland, Alaska. And she showed me like the colour just by squeezing the tube. And she was holding them up to my face and working them out as to what would work quite nicely on my skin tone. And I've given them a little go and they do look quite nice. I think I prefer this one out of the two because it's less yellowy. I really should go and get my skin done properly to get my tones. I know that foundations have different undertones, don't they? And I always just wing it a little bit. So I probably should just go to one of the counters in Selfridges. Let me know which one you think would be best for me to go to in terms of like the professional makeups, and I'll go and maybe get my colour done so that next time if I do spot any bargains like this, I'm a bit more well equipped to know what to buy. But yeah, she was giving me advice and I picked up the two. She wanted a tenner for each of them. Nars is expensive, isn't it? And I asked her if she'd do me the two for 15, as I wasn't like 100% sure obviously how well these are going to work on me. She did say that they're quite, it says velvet matte skin tint, so I think this goes on a bit like a tinted moisturiser. And whenever I used to do Steph's Packed Lunch, the makeup artist there would often use a tinted moisturiser on my skin as opposed to a foundation, because obviously foundation can be thicker coverage, and I think, you know, I don't want that. I just want it to be, oh, I'm sweating quite a lot now, talking of talking of coverage, but I don't want it to be that kind of full foundation makeup for myself. I just want it to look natural and a little bit mattifying, and that's where the powder comes into. But I think as a base, that would work quite nicely. And did I imagine this? Or, oh yeah, it is. It's SPF 30, which is really good. When we've been filming recently, I put the makeup on and we've been filming in heat wave, you know, strong sunshine. We'll often do bits outside, you know, where I'll be outside in the direct sunlight for quite a long time. And I've noticed some days my face was getting quite cooked by the sun. You know, I was getting back to the hotel and it was just feeling a little bit pinched and uncomfortable, even though I was putting on a high SPF moisturiser. I don't really trust them, the moisturisers or the SPF in makeup. I think it's great that it has it, but I think you still need your sunscreen on. So what I was doing in the end is actually just using my Nivea sunscreen and putting it all over myself whatever time I'm getting up before I start filming, just so I've got that coat on, because what happens on days like that is once you get going, you don't stop, and then if you are caught in the sun, potentially you're burning, aren't you? So I now just slather myself in the sunscreen on days like that, and then I put the makeup on top of the sunscreen, which probably, I'm sure there'll be people who are skincare experts probably think that's a terrible idea, and I did have the odd breakout, but at least I didn't burn. I'll take a few spots here and there over the sunburn for sure. On to, how many items have we got left? 3, and then we're going on to the free stuff. So next up, a fabulous designer find. The seller wanted £5 for this, but then she said she would do it for £3 because it had been rained on a little bit, the drizzle started. And it is this LOEWE, how do you say this? LOEWE, I believe, calendar, 2025. And I thought this would look rather fab just on the side or on the desk. I just really like that. This is the sort of thing that you can imagine in one of those beautiful homeware stores in Paris, don't you think? Or in a lovely shop, potentially on Bond Street. I mean, well, you might see it in their store on Bond Street, but I love the little metal screw hardware on it. And then the paper has got this really lovely texture. It's not showing up too great because the lamp is quite bright in here. I'll probably snap this for Instagram, but then it's a tear off. I don't want to tear that off. It looks so nice how it is. So do I just leave that and just tear the dates? Oh, it feels like such a shame to rip this at all. I might just leave it as it is and use it as a big old paperweight. Although it'd look quite cool, I guess, too. You kind of have to tear that off, don't you? Oh, I can't tear it off. What do I do with that? Do I just keep it like that as a paperweight? Or would you tear it off and be done with it and then just use it like that every day? In terms of use, I mean, I know what date it is by looking at my phone, so I'm wondering whether I just keep it as like a beautiful little desk ornament. Let me know what you would do. But very happy with that for £3. I wonder how much these cost. I bet that'd be quite pricey, wouldn't it? Sort of thing that costs a fortune in those kind of designer stores. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten about the boxes. For any of you that have watched my last vlog and you saw them up on the side here, waiting to be shown, goodness me, if I'd have left them out, that would not be good. Right, the boxes are coming. But before that, we have a couple of beautiful picture frames. These were priced up at just 50p for this one, quite chunky. It's like a creamy colour with a bit of kind of distressing, which I think makes it look rather nice. Everything's a bit dusty. It's making me want to sneeze. So yeah, 50p for that. which is quite a good size and just a prop up one. It doesn't say where this is from, but I thought that was very nice indeed to pop a photo in, maybe like a black and white one. And then this one from Zara Home is a little prop up frame, and it says silver plated. Doesn't have the price on, but it has that sticky, that's going to be a pain to get off. I will get the hairdryer onto that to melt the glue, I think, to remove that. And then if any residue is left, a bit of WD-40 will sort me out. But when I looked at this, it was this way around, and I nearly left it because I thought it was broken. I thought the top of a silver piece had gone missing, but it's not. That's just where the glass slides in, and you have it this way, propped up, and as you can see, the front is fully intact. But it threw me because they've stuck all of this on what is the front. In the store it would have been propped up like this, but that looks like a sticker that would be put on the back, so that's what threw me. It says Zara Home on that side as well. So yeah, just £1 for that. I think that'd be quite pricey as well, wouldn't it? But I like the silver. In the Ralph Lauren Home shop on Bond Street, they have loads of this kind of chrome silver touches all in amongst, particularly the desk area that they dress up with, a big mahogany desk, and it has things like teddy bears and globes and big lavish fruit bowls, and then you have the picture frames, and they'll pop in. I'm just thinking, like, these bits on a desk, very fancy, right? Look really nice together. And then onto the boxes, which might make me sneeze because the tops, I've got a really itchy nose now. I might have to just scratch it behind here. Sorry. Oh my goodness, it's the dust. Do excuse me. These are Edinburgh Crystal. So these are from the same seller that sold me the Spode. And as I bought them, I'd been for the cash. I asked her how much she wanted for these glasses, because I had been thinking about getting some proper wine glasses, like decent sized. I don't really have any at all. Like, I don't even have plain simple wine glasses anymore. They've been broken over the years. I'm always very chill about wine glasses. They are there to be enjoyed, drank out of, and potentially smashed. It happens, especially if you've got cats, dogs, small children, you name it. Yeah, I wanted to get a nice set anyway. I found a nice set. These are Edinburgh Crystal, and these are the wine glasses. I've got to be careful how I show you. And I'm going to get these out, I'm going to get them washed up. I'm probably just going to dispose of the boxes, or use the boxes to pop my ones that I'm going to pass on into. I know some of you would tell me to keep the boxes, but I think the risk of keeping these boxes is that I'm just going to end up with boxes lying around the home, and then there's the sort of temptation to put the glasses back into them, and then you have glasses lying around that aren't being in use, and that is not what I want these for. I want them to be drank out of and enjoyed. So as you can see, that hasn't happened, and this is what sometimes happens when we have kind of like our best stuff. Gosh, the camera's being a bit slow today, I do apologise. Yeah, that's what happens, isn't it? We have all these best things, but they end up in the bottom of a cabinet or collecting dust somewhere, and only coming out either for special meals or just getting forgotten about. So yeah, I'm gonna whip all the labels off, give these a nice, clean, good little bath in the kitchen sink. I might even go on with some white vinegar just to make sure that they're sparkling. And I'm gonna put them, well, I'm gonna put these ones into the corner cabinet that I bought from the boot sale, the £5 one in the corner of this room. But then these ones, let me show you, they're a bit too tall for the cabinet, but what would be really nice is to have them all in one place. So what I might do is see if I can adjust, there's a middle shelf in that corner cabinet. And if I can move that middle shelf or just remove it entirely, then I can get all of these and all of the champagne flutes in one place. And I think that would be much better actually, to keep them all in there, because then once they're in there, great for hosting because they're kind of just here in the living room space by the dining table, but also they won't collect any dust, so I can keep them upright, but no dust is going to fall into them with them being in the cupboard there. So yeah, I've also got the matching, goodness me, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. But these are fab. These are champagne flutes, but they hold a lot of champagne. Look at the size of that. Nice and tall, and yeah, you would get a nice glass full in there, so great for toasting celebrations. I'm the kind of person that will celebrate that it's Tuesday evening. Oh, that noise! It is Tuesday evening at the time of filming that, so. Oh, that is the crystal noise, isn't it? The seller wanted, she said she was going to sell them at £10 per box, but then I bought the other bits from her and she said, I'll do the 2 boxes for £15. So isn't that fab? These beautiful glasses. I mean, imagine what you'd get in one of the kind of bargain stores for 15 quid. You might get like, I mean, you get some lovely glasses, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to be like this, are they? So I do think the boot sales can be really where it's at to get some really fab pieces for the home. And then I think we're on to the free bits. So let's whiz through this basket. First of all, I was very happy to see this because in the Witchery, I'd seen a wicker basket with a lid. Now this doesn't have the lid, but it is a nice wicker basket. And I think in terms of waste paper bins, that's a nice waste paper bin. At the moment I have a cheap plastic white waste paper bin in here. So this is immediately an upgrade on that, and it hasn't cost me anything. And I thought what we could potentially do with that, and let me know if you think this is a good idea, is to paint it. Now the one in the Witchery was kind of like a darker wicker, so I could varnish this or somehow make it like a darker wood colour. So imagine this, but more that kind of vibe. Maybe not as dark as that, but like a darker wood colour. You know, like, I've got a basket over there, but it's out of shot. You know the baskets I mean, the thicker, wicker about this thick, and you get them in IKEA and it's a slightly darker wood. Or I could wash it and maybe almost like whitewash it or do something. So let me know if you think I should do that. You can also spray paint this. And then inside, I have got a range of little linens, which I picked them all up. I think I might actually need to use the handkerchief because of this dust situation. Everything's going to be washed and I'll make everything beautifully clean. A lot of this stuff isn't too bad, but yeah, there is some dust definitely lingering on some of these bits. But yeah, I picked them all up just to see what was what at home and what I can use. So this I thought would be quite nice actually for a little Christmassy centerpiece. As you can see, it's got the embroidery going all the way around the edges and then these little shapes in the middle. Nice kind of soft linen fabric. And then we have a couple of these little, I thought these were maybe dishcloths, tea towels, but let me know. They've got embroidery on them and they're quite delicate, but I wasn't sure exactly what these are. I think they might just be little tea towels. I feel like my grandmother might have had something like this. And maybe you just do the drying up with it or use it for like, maybe you just dry up things like the glassware. Quite nice to polish my crystal glasses with. But yeah, let me know. So I've got that. Oh, this is nice as well. This is just a handkerchief. So plain, simple hanky, but they can be quite good for cleaning, I think. So I'll probably just shove that with my cleaning stuff and use that to like polish mirrors and things. And then this one I thought was beautiful. This is like an embroidered blue napkin. Just one. I might actually see if Luke fancies any of these. Maybe these napkins he might quite like, because he uses these for styling his lovely recipes and food. And sometimes you just want one, like just for like a photograph and just to pop in. And it's quite nice to have a variety of different colours, so he might quite like that one for a bit of interest. And this one as well, it's just a plain and simple napkin, but I quite like the colour of that too. So I thought I might as well grab them and go through them at home and just figure out what I want to keep, and then the rest I can pass on. And then also I spotted these, which are coasters. And again, I could use these with my new glassware. And how fancy is that? These little individual coasters made out of fabric with the little embroidered pansies. I think Kate might quite like these. She loves stuff like this. And I feel like these are quite old-fashioned-y, but maybe with that scalloped edge, they're kind of back in now. I don't know. You'd have to see, wouldn't you? But I think sometimes things like this, in the packet and, you know, just on the table, it can all look a bit unappealing. But then when you put this maybe with, imagine this like on a garden table with loads of really pretty flowers in vases and beautiful glassware sat on each one, suddenly that would maybe elevate those glasses and it will all look fabulous. So yeah, worth experimenting, isn't it? And then I spotted this as well. I thought actually I'm probably going to use this in the shower. It's Chatsworth. And I thought, well, it's in the box, let's have a little look. It's free after all. And it's a very fancy, and I have done a quick Google of this as well, and I think these are £20, still available to buy new. Yeah, little Chatsworth soap holder that holds a bar of soap. But I thought, actually, in my shower, that would work as the perfect size just to fit the shower gel in the shower, just plain and simple. And it says 1928 on it. And it comes with the little screws. It's all ready to go in. So yeah, I could screw that straight into my shower in the ensuite in the loft. Currently I've just got some kind of, it's like a cheap plastic piece that sticks out of the shower that I bought. So the shower's quite nice and chrome, but then the bit that has the bottle on, it's just this cheap plastic thing that I could snap off, replace with that. So that's a free upgrade that I'm here for. And then the last thing, oh no, not the last thing in the basket, I put all the stuff in here. Can you imagine me getting out the boot sale with all this? I had my big IKEA bag, but it was full and it was so heavy. I'd filled my backpack and I was having to like carry the IKEA bag like with my arms open, and I was waddling out like a penguin. And then I couldn't even, you know when you're just sweating, I thought, what do? There's Burger King about 2 minutes walk. Or do I stand here and sweat and call the Uber? And so I just shuffled like a penguin to get my Whopper. It's really quite tragic. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed my Whopper meal, and then I got my Uber home and all was good. And also my battery was dying because I've been vlogging, so I was on like 3% as well. So there was that chance that I wouldn't get the Uber. Oh my goodness, let's not even think about that situation, because yeah, it's too far to waddle like a penguin to get that stuff home, that's for sure. Last thing in the basket was this vase, and she had a couple of glass vases, and I thought, I mean, they're just plain glass, but then I don't think you can beat it in terms of having, you know, nice things around the home. And this one, it says Design Acer Grey. And I've looked this up, and this is a vintage and now rather collectible IKEA vase. So I think it's quite a few years old. And yeah, you see these popping up on places like Etsy and eBay. And the sellers were wanting like between like 20 and 30 pounds for this. And I think what's nice about this vase is the shape of it, because this, I think, will actually hold a bouquet of flowers really nicely. It's not too big, but because of the way it's quite narrow at the base and it just spreads out here, I think this would be really good for a big bunch of tulips or roses or, you know, that kind of thing. And it will hold them well. So very pleased with that. And the last bits that I got for free, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I thought it'd be worth bringing them home to make that decision. We have this lovely oven-proof dish, and it has the little grapes and fruits going around the side, and it has the two sections, so you can put different vegetables in there, and it just says ovenware. So I think we've seen this before. I'm pretty sure lots of you may know of this, and I feel like that's probably quite a nice quality piece, that one. I'm quite tempted to keep this. And this, I think I'm definitely gonna pass this one on, but nice quality, and there's a similar thing with the two sides to it. And this is from Sainsbury's. It's a divided dish, and it's from their Christmas range. So yeah, it is really lovely. If I had a bigger home, that would be going in some huge cupboard somewhere, along with lots of other Christmassy bits. But yeah, I think I'll pass that one on. And Kate might quite like that, so I'll see if perhaps she wants it, or if not, yeah, it'll be going to the charity shop, or I'll sell it at my boot sale. So that is all the bits that I have to share with you. It's quite a lot, isn't it? So I will be switching out a lot of items to kind of replace some of these things with. Very excited to do the kitchen shelves and yeah, play around with all of this. Give it all a nice wash. I feel like I need to wash my hands now, you know, and everything's just a little bit grubby. So yeah, I'll give my hands a wash all of this. That is me for the rest of the evening, titivating and zhuzhing things around my home. But yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it and enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think my best purchase was this time at the boot sale, and also let me know if you spotted anything on any of the stalls that caught your eye. Stay tuned for some home updates. Those will be coming soon for you. I have some fun little travel adventures coming up this summer, which I can't wait to go on, and also can't wait to share with you. You can always catch me over on Instagram as well. I'm Mr. Carrington over there. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your day or evening, whatever you're up to at the time you're watching this. I mean, hopefully you're just chilling out, but you might be up to something else. So whatever you're up to, I hope you're having a lovely one, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.